So typically we do a lot of post-production tutorials here on the channel, but today we're going to talk about production and how to light and film an interview. Hey, what's going on internet? This is Josh Noel from SonduckFilm and welcome to our channel. If you're new here, be sure to hit that subscribe button. So we're going to start off by talking about positioning and framing your interviewee talent. And we're using our awesome stand-in talent, Hattie. So the first thing we want to talk about in the positioning of the shot is that we don't have Hattie against the wall. We have a lot of depth in the background, which allows us to have more detail in our background, and it automatically allows us to separate our talent from the background. And one thing you want to do in every interview situation is have your talent look all the way over to the left or right side of the frame where there's a lot of open space. So now that we have the positioning and framing out of the way, we need to start off with the very basics. And I'm not talking about adding our own lighting yet. We need to control the lighting that's affecting our image. So one thing that I always look to control are the external lights, which can be natural light coming in through the windows or even the built-in house lights, maybe overhead ceiling lights. One thing that I always do before I start lighting is I control those. So I'll turn off all overhead lights, and I will also try to close blinds and windows if I don't see fit for them. And so this way we have basically an empty palette to light. And once we have all the external lights under control, then I'm going to start adding my key light, and I'm going to create a 3/4 lighting setup where we're lighting 3 sides of her face and leaving the side that's facing the camera in the shadow. And for our key light, we're using an Aputure 120D2, which is a very versatile light when it comes to lighting and something that I use in all my shoots. And what I love specifically about this light is how extremely powerful it is, and more importantly that it does not emit any heat. So I'm not worried about anyone burning their hands or heating up a room if we're in a small area. And you can add a number of light modifiers and even keep it battery powered so no one's tripping over cords. Or if you're in a distant location without a power supply, you can just use V-mount batteries to power the light. So our initial key light was a hard light, and I always look to do my interviews with a soft light. Now there's some exceptions, maybe you're doing a very dramatic piece and you like that hard light where there's harsher shadows. So currently our light is a hard light because there is no light modifiers on it. And with the Aputure 120D2, there's an optional light dome that you can easily attach to the front of your light to make it a soft light, which allows us to have very soft shadows and overall way more appealing for interviews. And what I really like about Aputure's light dome in particular is the ability for it to be able to be broken down and easily portable in a traveling situation. And a little bit of a quick tip: if your interviewee is wearing glasses and you see the glare of the light on their glasses, one thing that you can do to help get rid of it, maybe not completely, but raise up the light. This way you'll only be able to see maybe a very bottom slither of it, or even if they're wearing smaller glasses you will not see it at all. So if you want to do what you can to minimize the glare in the glasses, just raise up your key light and you should be in a better situation. Or you can just ask the person that you're filming to take their glasses off. So we already had a little bit of a natural hair light coming from the blocked off windows in the background. However, by adding our own backlight by using another Aputure 120D, we are able to just create more depth in our image by separating Hattie from the background, and just overall puts more focus on the person that we're talking to. Right now this is a good image, but one thing that I always take a look at is how to spice things up even more. And one thing that I'd like to do is usually add practicals, which are actual lights that you can have in the shot. So like a household lamp. In our case we have a really cool LED cherry tree, and this just adds a little bit more contrast in the shot and a little bit more detail. It's really up to you if you want to add practicals. I love adding practicals in the shot as it increases the contrast, and to me it adds a lot more character to our shot. And our last tip, we're going to talk about creating color contrast to add even more depth to our shot. So every light that's affecting the shot is daylight balance, whether it's our Aputure lights or the external natural light coming in, that even though our windows are blocked off. So everything is about 5600 Kelvin. And one thing I like to do, depending on the situation, is add an orange gel or a straw gel. And in this case, I'm adding a 1/4 orange gel light to our key light to help warm up Hattie's face. And this allows us to be able to separate her face in post-production and then add more of an orange teal look, because the background is 5600 Kelvin and the key light is only affecting Hattie's face. In this case, we're able to create this nice color contrast. And to wrap up this video, I want to give a quick shout out to Envato Elements. You know what I dislike as a content producer? Having to spend hundreds of dollars a month to purchase stock footage, music for my videos, After Effects templates, and graphic design templates for my business. With Envato Elements, I can save a ton of money for my business by spending only $16.50 a month, where I can download unlimited music, After Effects templates, stock footage, and so much more for my business needs. If you want to learn how you can save countless time and money, be sure to check our links in the video description, which will take you over to Envato Elements. So I hope you found this production tutorial helpful, and let me know in the comments below if you'd like to see more of this type of content, because I enjoy doing production work. It's a lot of fun. And if you're new here, be sure to hit the subscribe button, because we post multiple post-production and hopefully production tutorials here in the future. You can also hit me up on my social media networks. Those links are in the video description. And always, be creating.